I lied. I'm a complete and total black-faced liar. That's it. I'm a liar. I absolutely lied to you guys. I lied to myself. I lied to you, my viewers. I told you I was going to keep the power on this car stock, and I lied to you. I lied. So, not intentionally. I have my reasons for why I'm going down this route, but I basically woke up one morning and said, you know what, screw it. I'm going all in on this car and I'm going after my track records again, and that's it. So we're gonna head back on a path to where the FK8 finished off. We're gonna get there on the FL5 and maybe go a little bit beyond, just a little bit. So what we're doing today, we're gonna go see Dr. Drew. We're gonna get some stuff done to the car. I got a fresh oil change. We got the PRL front pipe, PRL intercooler. We got this CNR / PWR race spec radiator, and one of my favorite mods ever, spoon rigid collars, front and back. And we weren't able to get it done last time, so we're gonna get it done this time, but GM synchro mesh modified friction. This is rebottled. It's the same stuff, AC Delco, GM synchro mesh. This is the same stuff. So if you're interested, there is the part number. You can find this stuff easily on Amazon. With my experience in my previous Type R, I know what's going to work with this motor. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get my track wheels in time. I have my track tires that have been sitting on the shelf for months and months now, waiting for wheels. And you know, ETA is July for the wheels, but my first track day is going to be July 3rd. I really doubt it's going to get here between July 1st and July 3rd. If it does, that would be amazing, but if not, we're just going to be using the OEM Pilot Sport 4S's, which are here. This has already seen one track day and a little bit of road use. You know, these are definitely not going to be ideal, especially for the power levels that I'm going to be putting down here. And Hondata. This is already out of the box. I already have the ECU unlocked. I pulled it out and sent it out to Hondata a couple weeks ago. It's already back in the car. Everything's fine. Everything is on a stock tune as of right this second, okay? So we're gonna head out to Hybrid Works, get a baseline dyno, just get an idea for stock power on Hybrid Works dyno jet, okay? So that way we have a baseline to work from. Every dyno is going to be a little bit differently. Be curious to see where the numbers land on this car. And then from there, later in the afternoon, we're going to go see Dr. Drew and get all of this stuff installed. And then I also got a bunch of stuff coming. It's a waiting game at this point. This is a frustrating thing about a brand new platform. There's just no parts for this car right now. So anyways, we're going to load the car up, head out to Hybrid Works, get the base dyno, then head to Dr. Drew. All right, so now we are here at Hybrid Works. The car is getting pulled in right now. We're gonna get a baseline dyno. Car is 100% stock power. Just want to get an idea from where we're starting at so we know where we're headed. They're pulling the car in right now.
It's so quiet.
I know. It's way too quiet. That's the problem.
Compared to like the 10th gen, like what they're stock to?
Yeah. Stock 10th gen, this might be a hair louder.
Yeah?
Yeah, stock for stock. There's Ant, the man right there. The myth, the legend. Strapping in the car right now. This is the last time you will see this car stock. That I can tell you. We are at Hybrid Works in Vallejo, California. Okay. I worked very closely with Ant on my 10th gen FK8 Civic Type R. So with my 10th gen Civic Type R, I was able to make and hold many of the NorCal Civic Type R track records for quite a while. Anyhow, long story short, once we progress into tuning and upgrades for this car, we're going to go back to see Dr. Drew today. He's going to be installing some stuff on the vehicle. But when it comes to tuning on these cars, any of these FK8, FL5, it's a K20 C1 motor. No one in Northern California understands this motor better than Anthony. We lovingly call him Ant, and he is a tuner, owner, operator of Hybrid Works here in Vallejo, California. So he is the guy you go to if you're anywhere near the area. And in fact, I would even say if you're not in the area and you don't mind trucking your car down here to get it tuned, if it's a 10th gen or 11th gen Civic Type R, this is the guy you want to go to. So it's natural that I come back here and start my journey with him again, because I know what he did for me on my 10th gen, and we're just going to continue that on the 11th gen and show the world what we can do. That's what we're here to do, guys. I'm just going to make this very clear right now. I'm going back after my track records because I don't like somebody else holding my track records. So we're going back to Laguna Seca, Sonoma, Thunderhill East. We'll see about Thunderhill West. It may be 5 Mile, Thunderhill. I didn't do 5 Mile in the FK8, but we're going to try and do it in the FL5 because it's such a fun track. It's such a fun layout. So just waiting. At this point, just waiting for parts to come in. We have a few in. We're going to get them installed today by Dr. Drew here for the baseline first, and we'll go from there. Results are in. Let's go check it out. Not bad. So 289 wheel horsepower, 298 on the first run, 288, 300, 288, 299. Pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. What would you say, Ann? Is that pretty close to the stock FK8s, or?
Yeah, we've had stock FK8s come in at the same power, but the torque is, I noticed there's more torque this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little torqueier, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so that's a great starting point. That's about where I was expecting it to land. Again, and take this all with a grain of salt, but every dyno is going to be a little bit different, even if they're both dyno jets. You know, where they're located in the world and how they're calibrated, you might get slightly different readings. But the important thing is, if you are going to be making changes, try as much as possible to have your baseline at the same dyno that you're tuning on. That way you can really understand what your horsepower gains are. So Drew is back there wrapping up. The car is looking so good right now. It's so interesting. The 2 times now, this is the second time that I've done rigid collars on my cars. And even Drew mentioned that it's amazing how everything just moves ever so slightly because the rigid collars are correcting the slop that is in the subframe. So the car will require an alignment, but we're gonna hold off because next time we go to see Drew, which will be next week, I'll have more suspension stuff done at that point, and it, you know, for 1 week of driving, so what? It's really it's not massively off, but it does make a difference. So just want to give a quick shout out to PRL. Thank you so much for the awesome shirt and get me started on the FL5 project car. We've got a few parts from them already. The intercooler, which went in today, the front pipe, which went in today, and a few other items that are on the way. I will fill you guys in on everything else that's coming, but everything, I shouldn't say everything, mostly the things that I want for this project are already ordered. Mostly. There's a few things that just you can't even order yet, that aren't even, I don't even really know if they're in development yet, but that I might still want. But as of right now, we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So Drew's gonna finish up, and then I'm not gonna flash the 91 tune yet. I want to see how the car feels without the 91 tune, with just the bolt-ons, and then we'll go from there.
I remember, I don't forget, bitch, I'm everywhere in town. Think about the ways to get my bread up. Trying to see the train we was up. I got no resentment, no vendetta. Yeah, she told me up because I let her. Better eat that bar like it's a setup. Pussy dripping down, I know stilettos.
All right, so this is a couple of days after getting the intercooler front pipe installed. Driving home, there was just way too much traffic to get a reaction, but over the last couple of days driving it, I'm not really feeling any true increase in power. So here we are a few days later, and I went ahead and flashed the 91 off-the-shelf map tune from Hondata. Now, what I did notice, unless I'm just missing it somehow, but with the Hondata on the FK8, it's probably just because there's not really any aftermarket parts for the FL5 yet that are available. There wasn't a menu in the Flash Pro that I could find where you can select if your car has an intercooler or an intake or an exhaust or yada 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 yada. I'm sure that'll be an update in the future, but as of right this second, I couldn't find it. Maybe it is there somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I'm not going to gun it yet because engine's still a little bit cold. Just cruising. It's crazy. Like I'm just casually rolling out of the neighborhood here, and I can feel already there's a noticeable amount of lower end torque. Noticeable. Very noticeable. Much more noticeable than just the parts without the tune. So that's a positive sign. All right, let's give it a shot for the first time. Whoa! Oh yeah, she's juicy. It is absolutely juicy now, boys. I had to be a little cautious going off the line there because I'm surrounded by other cars here and I'm trying to do the one-handed bandit move. You know, trying to hold the steering wheel with one hand and shift at the same time. But second gear was noticeably, not even first gear, but what I noticed on the base tune, on the OEM tune I should say, is second gear did not pull nearly as hard as it does now. And just as I was creeping into third gear, the torque is the most noticeable thing. I'm sure there's quite a bit more horsepower as well. And so in a couple of days, we're gonna go back to Dr. Drew for more parts install. I'm hoping I will get my downpipe, which should be quite a good boost in power as well. I've got a surprise coming. Kind of a surprise mod coming for y'all, so stay tuned. But I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this newfound power because it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. So anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. Until next time, stay hungry, stay fast, stay tuned. I'm Michael Baxter, I'm out.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends that won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they coming out. Oh look who's reaching out. Old friends wanna feature now. They don't work, so they need it free. Ooh, you reaching out from the west side of that old town.